Welcome back to our farm here on the 2nd of November in a storm. This whole place is getting a batter, so it is. Now, we come outside the outdoor pins and that bird netting is fairly flying with that breeze. Look at that bird netting. So that breeze has one of the strainers broke that go underneath the bird netting just to keep it up. But we can fix that easy enough. So we'll have a look at that snail pins now themselves and see if there's any damage done by that breeze so far inside. And there's no damage done. Everything is still standing. Everything is where it's meant to be. Snails don't like the breeze, so they're always going to be hiding out, so they'll be sleeping behind the timbers. And I see a hole already in the bird net from the breeze. We'll fix that tomorrow when the wind dies down. That bird net is going crazy. And we'll always get a brave snail out in this weather eating food. So seeing that we won't be doing too much outdoor today, I'll give you an update on what's happening inside after we planted in the last video. So this was the first bit at the start of the pin that we replanted. As you can see now, it's coming up lovely. And this is the one that we planted after the first bit. And as you can see now, she's starting to come up now already. This is still this year's rape that is still there. We left that there. We might clear it out later on, but for now we'll see how it gets on and we'll leave it going and we'll see. And my mic for this has broke, so I'm just using the audio that comes on that right now. So outside, I don't even know if you can hear me with all that breeze that's going on. I will get a new mic, so I'll get that sorted, don't worry. The Pawnee Tunnel is getting some battering today. The rain has arrived. Time to move indoors. Today has been a crazy day. We woke up yesterday morning to find something that we've never seen before. I'm just going to show you now, but let me explain first. So we're in the middle of lambing. Well, we're past the middle now, we're coming to the end. So it's been 2 months now of intense lambing season here. Anyone that has sheep know exactly what I'm talking about. So we spent the last 2 months having baby lambs all over the farm. The weather has been brutal, so it's only now the sun is starting to arrive, so we're starting to put lambs out into the field. So the ones that we already put out into the field, the ewes that had lambs, we put them into the field that's beside the snail pins. And somehow they broke in to the snail pins. So I'm going to show you that now, and you would not believe the damage sheep can do. So this is what we woke up to yesterday morning when we came down. 3 sheep is all we could find inside it. We don't know if more were in that night, but they have absolutely wrecked the place. So our job now is to get this back up as soon as physically possible, because snails are coming out of hibernation now, because we're just coming into spring and the temperatures are already starting to rise up. But when you look at this, like the post broke, netting pulled down, all timbers pulled down, all of this. So where we even get to start on this is the question. But today now, that's what the plan is. We're going to start working on this and getting this up as soon and as quickly as we can. So let's go. So there's no right or wrong place to start on this because it all needs doing. But we're going to start with this pin now in front of us here and just get all the timbers up here first, and then we can start working on getting the knit up. At least that'll be one pin sorted out for now until we start moving on to the bigger pin over there, which is going to take a lot more time. So this pin first. So let's get going. So we'll fast forward this and show you where we are now. So I finally got most of this done and back up to normal. It took an awful lot longer than we ever thought it would. There was a lot more damage done than we first realised until we went at it. So when we were doing this, we got rain, wind, cold, horrible, down our hands and knees, fixing all this in absolutely horrible weather that we got soaked wet doing. And of course, now that we're nearly finished, the Irish summer comes out and we get sunshine. So sod's law. But this we finally got done and put back together. We've new stakes put in all the way along, new timbers if we needed them to what was broke. So we're nearly there now. We're just working on the last pin now over there, just to straighten that off and get that ready again, the far one over. And it took us way longer to get all this done because we were trying to do this when we were still lambing. So we had 10 minutes here and 20 minutes there to come out here and start getting things done while sheep were dropping at that time. So it was a slow process at the start to get going. So it's only the last couple of days that we've had time to fully wire into this and get this up. So we've all this done now here behind us. So it's just the last pin now here that we're finishing off. So we have all this row here now done, back up. So as you can see now with this here, we're just doing this one now here as we speak. And we'll just finish that off now all the way up and we'll get that straight to the way it should be. And once the sun arrives in Ireland, all snails go to sleep. You can see them sleeping on the boards now there, inside the boards in the shade from the sun. And these won't move now for the day. They'll sleep out of that sun and in the shade pretty much all day as long as we get this sun. If we get any bit of rain at all, they'll start coming back out again. And they're not the same sheep that broke in here. We moved them ones further out, so these are a different flock of sheep that we have beside us now here again. So we had a lot of deaths in snails because of this. An awful lot of snails got walked on and trampled on, and more this side than anywhere else. When all these timbers got knocked to the ground and all the snails were sleeping on the back of them, they walked all over the boards on the ground and they crushed a frightful amount of snails. And there was nothing that we could do. Only come back and fix it all up and get it all back again. It was too late to do anything. We didn't know the sheep were in here until we found them early that morning. So nothing we can do. And another job now that we have for doing come this summer springtime is we have to go weeding. And you know, we're starting to get nettles coming up through it, and they're the one I don't like because their roots seem to go on forever. But we've only a few patches through it now where nettles are starting to appear, so we'll just have to go now and dig them out and get them out of here. This year I don't know what the reason is. It might be the very wet spring that Ireland got, but we're getting covered in slugs trying to come in this year. and it's absolutely crazy. Never seen anything like this in all the years we're doing this. So this is our electric fence, covered in slugs everywhere, all the way along. So we normally clean these fences every year anyway. We'll go around and just scrub them and clean them off, but we've never seen it as bad with slugs, ever. So this year it has to be done now, probably more than any other year, where we'll have to just clean that and get that fence clear and working all the way along. So I've just ran into the Pony Tunnel here because it's making one hell of a heavy shower out there. You can probably hear it in the background. So we've just been to the doctor and we've been to the hospital, and we have to go for an operation. One I'm not looking forward to. The operation part doesn't bother me because I'll be asleep. It's the aftermath of the operation and the healing time of the operation, and how sore and sensitive it's going to be after the operation. So I don't know what the rest of this year is going to be, but I'll let you know when I know, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the year. But before I go, I want to show you something. So I just found this as I was walking in here beside the stone walls that we have here on our farm, and I just want to show you something now here. So this is what a rat attack looks like. When a rat kills a snail, you'll always know it's a rat attack, because a rat will always eat a snail through the top of the shell. For some reason, he'll never go for the meaty part that's in the hole, but a rat will always go for the top of the shell. And because the snail's belly is in here, it's in here a rat will always aim to get. So you'll know a rat attack because he will always have this swirl of the shell eaten out. And that way then the rat can go and get into the meatiest part of the snail. So by a rat attack, you'll find these mainly up by walls and in corners throughout a farm when you're just walking up through fields yourself. But when you see shells like this that are missing the top layer in a swirl like this, that's how you always know a rat attack. It's the 4th of January and we're just on the way into the hospital now, just to do hopefully the last checks and do any tests that we need to do. So hopefully today is the day that we start to get everything's okay and we're clear. So that's just what we're waiting on now. Hospital is in Galway City, so we're just after leaving home now there. So we have to go right into the heart of Galway City now to get to the hospital, and I'm not looking forward to that. So I'm hoping today now when we get to the hospital and do these checkups that we get to sign off, and that's it. There's no more hospitals or checkups needed after this. So today now that's what I'm hoping for, and if we can get that, I'm going to be happy. So I've drove around this car park hospital quite a few times trying to find parking, but as you can see, none of the billboards for parking spaces are working. So you have no idea what car park is full, even though they're all full, and what car park has spaces, which you can't find either. But I guarantee you one thing that is working will be the payment machine when we're ready to go. That'll be working. So we have arrived at the hospital in Galway City, and as anyone knows from Galway, or even the counties surrounding Galway, know this hospital and they know the parking is ridiculous. So I'm just in a full queue waiting to even get into a car park right now. So another day, another storm is what it appears on the farm. We've had a frightening amount of storms this winter. every week, every second week we seem to be getting them. But this one is by far the worst. This is a red storm severe warning, and this storm isn't even kicking off until 5, which is another hour away. So this is just a build up to the storm, and even right now it is crazy. And the only thing I'm afraid of is the Pani tunnel. As you can see, she is fairly blown already in the wind, and because of that, it's just that the plastic is a good few years old now, and I'm just afraid one little tear will just rip the whole lot off. So with a severe warning like this, tonight is going to test it, and we don't know what it's going to bring. You can see the way it's hitting the front of the Pani tunnel and pushing it all in. It is whacking it and bringing it, and we're just wondering now, will it be strong enough to last the whole night at this? Because as I say, the storm isn't actually due in for another hour, so it hasn't fully hit yet. It's going to get a lot worse. So this Pani tunnel, with the roof lifting up off it and the doors and that being pushed in, we're just wondering how long this can last, a storm like this, because we don't normally get storms this severe. So fingers crossed this lasts. And when it comes to the pin netting outside, that is getting a serious battering by the wind, the timbers and the netting. So again, we won't see what the damage is here until tomorrow morning comes and this storm has finally passed off. So fingers crossed it won't do too much damage, but again, we'll check in the morning and see what it's like. But this is already seriously heavy with gusts. Like, it will blow you back when you walk against it. So everything is locked up, sheds are locked up, Pani tunnel, everything is tied down and locked up. So we're just waiting to see now, come the pins, what damage will be done, and hopefully the Pani tunnel will still be here and standing tomorrow. But that is a doubt. We'll wait and see. So this year has just been full of storms. It has been crazy with them. And this one now coming across the Atlantic is the heaviest one so far this winter. So it's going to be very interesting to find out the real damage it causes. But that won't be until tomorrow. So we'll see out the night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Now, so we're just heading out now here. It's around 7 p.m. now, and we're down here to have a look at the Pani tunnel and see is everything still standing, and to see the roofs and sheds and everything. So we have the Pani tunnel now here, and everything is actually still standing for some reason, and I don't know how. This is the heaviest, strongest winds I think I've ever seen on the farm. It is absolutely crazy. An awful lot of stone walls are knocked and broken, and we'll have to start fixing them tomorrow. But as it is now, sheds are still standing, Pani tunnels are still standing, and the bird netting in the pin is somehow still standing. I have Alex here with me with the light, and he's holding on to me because this is just blowing us all over the place. It is pushing us to the left and pushing us to the right. It is scary. So here now we have the stone walls all the way down coming into our yard, and as we can see here now, all along we have massive holes knocked all the way along. It is everywhere, so we have an awful lot of work now to do tomorrow to get all these walls somehow back to normal. So we've had quite a few very bad storms the last couple of days. We had the red storm warning, which was brutally severe, and then the next day we had another storm, and the day after that we had another storm. So we've had a lot of bad days now, but we're just bringing the ponny tunnel now here, and we'll show you what the verdict is after all this. So when it comes to the ponny tunnel, I don't know if we can say that we got away light enough, but it's still standing, it's still here. The back of it here, all this part of the ponny tunnel got blown out. Big hole that was in here. All the breeze and wind coming through just blew that part of the ponny tunnel out completely. So we have that patched up just for now. And on the outside of the ponny tunnel now here, we have another bad tear after getting here. So I'm going to have to still go and patch that up now just to put it back to somewhat normal again. But apart from that, we got away light enough. It's still here, it's still standing. I honestly don't know how many more storms this is going to take, because it is starting to get old now. So I'm afraid that one of these storms that we will get sometime coming up will take all this plastic with it. But it has lasted a long time up until now, and it's gone through quite a few red storm warnings already since we put it up here. So it's done good. But what really got a battering from all these winds that we've had has been the outside. So let's take a look. So here we are, the calm after the storm. And we've a lot of timbers now just knocked by the storms and by the winds. So we'll have to go and put all these back up. This side doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It's the next pin over is the problem. Now, so it's this pin here now that is going to be the workload that it's going to take. It has an awful lot of these knocked down, broken. Even the netting off the posts are taken down. And there's even one that's even stranger again here. It has this post completely broke from the ground. So we'll even have to put in a few new posts. But they're all jobs that we can do. So we will get around to that. Won't be this video now, because I think this video has to be going on long enough at this stage. So in the next video, we'll probably show you getting this all back together. So thanks a million for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. It does help me out an awful lot. Talk to you soon. See you on the next one.